Will discuss about the lecture. The name of the lecture is functions string manipulation. How you are going to manipulate some operations by using the functions on the strings in the PHP. Clear? So there are a lot of functions which we will discuss inshallah today. So before that, I need two things. First of all, I am going to create new HTML form for the HTML tag, and I need one more new form for the PHP. So the first HTML form, I'm going to the code mode, and in the code mode I'm going to design a form. If you remember, in the previous lectures we have discussed about the form as well, that how the form is created. So form has some methods. Form have a name, so name is form, if you want to use that in the another. So method, there is a one property method. What is the method? Method is get, post and put. So we are going to use the post method. Clear? The action that which file you want to connect with this. So I want to connect with this, the newly created file which I have created for the PHP. So first of all I will save it. So save it in the folder where your website is. So my website is in the WAMP, in www, and in the web engineering 2. So I'm saving this file with the name of s function, string function, okay? Or we will use some easy name. So a string function, sf. Clear? I just use a simple name, string function sf.php, and this, and save it. Now in the action I will tell that connect this with this file.
So can you magnify?
Okay. So in the action, go to the browse. So from here I recently create a file with the name of sf function, string function, PHP. Include it. Yes, okay. So this file is included. Now inside that, closing form. Now inside the form I need two text boxes and I need one button. So input, what is the type of input? It should be text. So the type is equal to text. Clear? So there must be a name of the control. So the name of the control, okay, before that I need a tag as well. What is this? So this is first name. This is the first name. Clear? So text box, and the name is f name, the first name. Clear? Now I need second text box. Use here a line break. I'm using the line break. So on the second line, last name will be displayed. Last name is this one, and I need input. Its type is also text box, and name is L name, last name. Clear? And also use the line break. So one last thing, I need a button. Input type is submit, and name is submitted also. Save it, and now save this with the name of form. Let me check whether we have form in this or not.
We can use form as well.
It's okay, there is no form. So I'm giving it the name form.html. So save it. It is saved with the name of form.html. First name and last name. This is created. Clear? First name and last name. So I will receive the data from this form in the PHP file. So for that, okay, one more thing. We miss the ID here, okay, in the code. There must be IDs for all of them. So we miss the ID. We miss the ID for name as well. Clear? So ID is equal to the same name, okay, F name, and the ID for, because how we will receive, the name is the name of control. Clear? So ID will take the value for us what you enter in that. So ID is equal to the same last name, and the ID for this is submit, and the value for this is also submit. Save it. The ID will do, this is the first name. Clear? This is the type text box. Name of the control is F name, and ID is this one. Clear? Name and ID, this should be same. Submit is a button, its name is submit, ID is submit, and the value is also submit. Clear? So now save this form. This is the same form. So you will look like, it will look like this. So in the second file, in the PHP file, go to the code mode. Inside the body, I'm writing the PHP code to receive the value. Clear? So for receiving the value, I need to create some variables. The first is for F name. Clear? First name. It will receive the first name, which is equal to $_ What method we used? Post. So I will use post. If you are using get, then we will use, if you are using the get method, then we will use the get. And there is one more method, request. Request, what is the difference between post, get and request? If you are using there in the form, look at here. In the form, if you are using here the method post, then you are going to use the post here. Clear? If you are using the get, then you are going to use the get method. If you are using request, so request will receive both the post and get. Is it clear? So this is the difference. But I will use post because.
And is there any difference between activity and request and post and get?
No. The difference is in the URL. Clear? In the URL, if you are using the post, so only the form name will be visible. Clear? Yeah, not the full values will be received there. If you are using the get, so if you are sending any transaction or whatever, that will be mentioned in the URL. Is it clear?
And if we use request.
Section number 5 in the HTML forms. I told you about the get and post method. If you are using the get method, so your URL will be like this, that value is this, and value is this, and age is this. Whatever you enter in the form, that will be visible in the URL. Clear? So that is not secure regarding to the point of view of transactions. But if you are using the post method, only this domain name and the page name will be mentioned. Clear? So this is the difference between, we already discussed that in chapter number 6. Chapter number 6, and it is already recorded in the videos as well. Clear? So now let's come to the to the receiving part. So I'm going to receive the values. So I'm writing here that the first name should be received. First name should be received as first name. If you could remember, I used the name of the control. Sorry, I used the, yeah, this is not. So if you remember, the name of the first name is this. So I will use the same name, F name, so it will receive it here. Now, last name, L name. I create one more variable with the last name. Now, $_ the post method, and this time I will receive from the last name. Clear? And I want to display both of them. So I'm using the echo command. Echo show me the first name and concatenate it with a space, and then concatenate it with the last name. So I will check whether it is working or not. So save it, and now I'm going to execute the my form to see that whether it is working fine or not. Then after that, inshallah, I will start working on the functions. So localhost, and if you remember, the name of the folder was what? Web Engineering 2, and the name of the form is form.html. So first name is so the control is now send it to the SF string function, and string function will receive the data and display the data. Is it clear? Now we are going to work on the functions. So now let's come to the lecture. I just created two forms, and now from here our new lecture start. So the name of the lecture is string manipulation. What are strings? What are strings? Any non-key attributes, name, address, father name, they all are string. They are in the form of alphabet, textual, letter. So there are some functions in the PHP. You can apply them on the string for applying a lot of different functions. So changing case in the PHP, the ability taking a string of a text and manipulate it. Manipulation means you can perform some different operations on the text, and text are the strings, is one of the essential abilities you as a programmer. So if you can manipulate this string, so how it is possible? Definitely, if you know about the functions, the PHP functions, then you can perform the replace, the copy, and a lot of the functions on the PHP, the count function, and so much. If a user enter detail on your form, so then you need to check the validation of this data, that whether the user is entering a valid data or not. So the most part, this will involve doing these things to the text, the validation controls. For example, if you want to convert the letters, suppose the requirement in the database is that you need to enter your name in the uppercase or in the lowercase. But if the requirement is in the uppercase and user enter all the data in the lowercase by mistake, so what will happen? There must be a function behind that which will check. If it is in uppercase, no problem. If it is in lowercase, automatically it will change it. Clear? If the user miss or the user didn't follow, so it will change it by itself. Or whether you are checking which browser the user has, or suppose trimming function. If the user is using spacebar in the start of the name, spacebar, 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 and then he writes his name, so he wastes 6 characters in the first. So there must be some function which will save the storage in the database. Clear? So we will discuss about these things in this. Suppose all of these come under the heading of a string manipulation. To make a start, we will look at changing the case of character. We will start from changing the case of the character, changing it from the lower to the smaller and so on. So suppose if you have a text box for the name or the country, so you ask the enter to enter the first name and surname. So someone will enter this my country with the small letters instead of capital one. So there must be something behind that which will check that whether you enter right data or wrong data. Is it clear? So your job as a programmer is to make sure that the data which I am getting from the user is according to the need of database or not. Clear? So the first letter of each name from lower should be changed to a uppercase. This is quite easy with the PHP. So what we have done, first of all, we have created a form. I wrote the text it before for you guys. So first name, last name and a button, just for simple. The rest of that in future you can create many large forms. You are familiar with the HTML forms. You can create very large forms and you can apply a lot of functions on that after getting the knowledge of all these functions. Then I create a PHP file and I just use. Now I'm going to write a code. Clear? I'm going to write a code, and inside that code will be applied on the button. That if someone submit, so it will change it to the full name. Clear? So suppose I'm writing here the code for full name. Clear? So first of all, I put a condition. If is set, I will tell you about the is set as well. What is set? Clear? Is set function is coming on the next slide. So I will tell you that whether what is this function. Post submit. Submit is the name of button if you remember. And there is the condition. And the name of the function is UC word. Uppercase words. Clear? Now look at here. What will happen? Now, after this, I'm using a line break. Okay? And if you remember, so HTML elements should be in double quotation. Line break. Is it clear? HTML text should be in double quotations and closing semicolon. Now after this, I'm creating one variable with the name of full name that will concatenate two of that columns. So I am creating here full name or full name is equal to. Clear? We will work on this later, but before that I need to put a condition. If inside the if condition there is a function is set. Is set is a function. I will tell you about the functionality of is set. What is the function of is set? Inside the bracket I am using $$ post, and I have the name of the button. What was the name of the button? Submit. Clear? Now inside the body of if, I need to create the body of if. Why? Because the statements are more than one. Clear? The statements are more than one, so I need to create a body. If there is just one statement, then no problem, but I have more statements, so that is the problem. Now I will receive the full name. Clear? I will receive the full name, but after the full name I need to use a function, uppercase words. You saw it become blue. It is a keyword, uppercase words, and inside the bracket, inside the function bracket of this, I'm using the $_ post. And what was the name of that? First name, the name of the first text box, this one, F name, and this is L name. Clear? So I'm writing here that F name. Clear? And after that this one. And now show me here that echo welcome concatenate it, use a space, concatenate it, and the name of full name. Clear? Full name. And I'm using here the concatenation and the line break. Is it clear? Save it and now check it. This is just show you the first name, okay? Then I will connect it with the second name also by concatenating it. So look at here. Now I am entering this in the small letters. I just enter it in the small letters. Submit it. So when you submit it, look at here. Welcome Nemad. Clear? This is the echo of previous one. Let me make it as a comment, this previous one. Clear? I make it comment. So welcome Nemad. I enter Nemad in the small characters. But the first letter is now automatically capital. Now connect me the second one as well. After this, I am concatenating this with the UC words, and this time show me post method, and inside the bracket this time I want the last name also. Clear? Save it, and now we will check it. Go back, and Nemad Khan, they both are in the small letters. Look at here, N and K. So submit. So automatically this time, look at here, welcome Nemad Khan. N is automatically capital and K is automatically capital. Is it clear? So this is the function of the UC words function. Now I use one more function, isSet. What is the working of isSet? Let me show you. So isSet is a function used to check whether the variable is set or not. If a variable is already unset, with the unset function, it will no longer be set. This will simply check that whether there is some value in it or not, it is empty.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
And UC word?
UC word will change it to the uppercase, UC uppercase. Clear? And isSet will check that whether you press the button, but before pressing the button, whether there is something in the text box or not. Is it clear? So now let's come to the next function, which I already explained. So UC words, it will convert the first letter, the very first letter of this one. If you are writing here Nemad, clear? So it will change the first Nemad to the uppercase. Clear? In between the round brackets, you type the variable or text which you want to convert. If it is dynamic variable, so we will use the name of that variable. If that is a fixed text, so then you are write just a string. So PHP will take care of the rest. It will convert it automatically. Now let's come to the one more control. One more. If you just want to convert the first letter of the string, clear? Now I will enter complete name. So you will see that only the first letter of the string will be changed, not everyone. So we will use the UC first and start O upper and start O lower. I will show you the function of both of them. Clear? So let me show you. So I'm using a line break. So wait, out of the body of if. So out of the body of the if. So or it's okay, we will work inside, because otherwise we need to write the code again and again. is set, is set, is set. Clear? So I'm working inside. Line break. This time I'm again declaring one more variable with the name of full name. Full name is equal to, this time not UC words, this time UC first, uppercase first. So this time UC first and inside the bracket the post method and the first name, clear, concatenated with the UC first, and let me copy this from here to save the time. Clear? And now display echo first, only first is changed, only first is changed. Clear? And concatenate it, give the space, concatenate it with the full name and use use a line break. I'm separating this so you will understand. Clear? If you want, so I will make this one as comment, they will not be executed, but to show you the difference I'm not making it as a comment. Save it and look at here in the form. Now in the form I will enter Nemat Khan just to show you, and here I will enter, suppose Ataullah Khan. Clear? Submit it. So look at here, only N and A will be changed. Look at here, only the N of Nemat and A of Ataullah is changed. Clear? The K is not changed and the K is not changed. So if you have a paragraph, so only the first letter of the paragraph will be changed, not every first word. If you are using the UC word, so then every word first letter will be changed in the paragraph. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now let's come to the one more function with the name of start O upper. If you use to convert all the letters to either uppercase or lowercase, clear? If you want to convert all the letters to the uppercase, that if I have one paragraph and every single letter is in uppercase, so we will use start O upper, STRT O upper. Look at here. This time use two line break here to understand it. Now I'm just copying this text to show you, okay? I'm copying this text to show you and to save the time. So look at here. This time I will use not UC first. STRTOUPR. Start O upper. Clear? This is a control. Now what this control will do? Display the result also. Copy this, paste it here. Now all in upper case. Clear? Save it, and now I will check. Now this time I'm giving the same two names, first name and last name. Clear? So I am writing here Nemat in lowercase, and I am writing here Khan in lowercase. Submit it. Look at here. You can see the result of all of them. Clear? That's why I didn't make them as comment, so you can differentiate between them. Look at here. Nemad and Khan. Why Khan is not converted? Why Khan is not converted? Because yeah, start upper is not used on the on here as well. Now save it and look at here. Refresh it. Refresh it and you will see that Nemad Khan. Now this time Nemad Khan will be converted in all uppercase. Look at here. This name is converted in all uppercase. Clear? Now I am using a lowercase function. So I am just copying this one. And this time I will not use the uppercase function. This time I will use start O lower. Clear? So just remove the upper and write lower. Lowercase. And all in lowercase. Save it. And now look at. This time I will write all in uppercase. This time I wrote all of them in the uppercase. So look at here. Automatically it is converted into lowercase. So we discuss about the UC word function. UC first, start O upper and start O lower. Now let's come to the this one. We already discussed it. Clear? So you can apply this according to yourself. Start O upper and start O lower. Now let's come to the trimming function. Trimming white space in the PHP. Another thing you want to do is to trim the white blank space. If suppose someone write his name and he press a blank space. Clear? So one character, one space is what? One character. If you give one space, one character. One character space will be reserved. If you use two blank space, two character memory will be reserved. So that is wasting of the memory. So we are going to use the trim function. What the trim function will do? If someone use the space in the start or in the end, if there are 10 spaces, it will trim it. If there are 3 spaces, it will trim it. Clear? It will remove the blank spaces from the start and from the end of the string, but not in the middle of the string. Yeah. So this is quite easy, as there are some useful PHP function to help you do this. Suppose your user has entered some text in the text box which is having extra spaces before and after the text, not in the middle. If there is a space in the middle, you cannot remove it. Trim function doesn't have the ability to remove it from the middle, just from the start and from the beginning. From the beginning and from the last it will remove. So we can count how many characters the string has with another useful function, string line. Before the trim, I will show you strlen, strlen function. As its name suggests, this will return the length of the string. Clear? This will show you that what is the length of a string, how many characters you have entered in the string. Clear? Sometimes this function is applied on the password. Password must be 32 characters. Or password size must be 8, 32, whatever. So as its name suggests, this return the length of the string. By length we mean how many characters are there in the string. So string line function. So now I'm going to use a string line function. So the same code, I'm copying the same code here on the full name. So I copy here and I'm using strlen function. Save it. And now we will check that how many characters are there. Clear? So it will count all the characters. Yes. Let me execute it. It's not 64. There are two. Actually, there are two. Okay. Look at here. Let me change this to a little bit. Characters in string. Save it. Clear? So what has happened? Why it is showing you the let me create here fname. Did we create fname function? It's okay, we can use multiple, no problem. Let me show you. Let me make the result some more finer. lname. Clear? Or fst first name and lst last name is equal to this. Now look at here, characters in the string. So I am using here that fst name, concatenate it, use some blank space, and characters in string second string characters length is equal to, and characters in string 1 is equal to, and here use concatenation, and the name was lst name. Clear? Save it and now see the result. There was error. Yeah, where is the error? Yes, it should be in the double quotation. It should not be in the single quotation. What's the error? On line number 30. So echo characters in the first string. So concatenate it with this one. Okay, we didn't concatenate this one. Okay, concatenate this also. Now the error is removed. Save it and now see. So that is not 64, that is 6 and 4, but I just change it on the two different lines. So now it will show you Nemath and Khan. I enter Nemath and Khan. So look at here, character in the first string is 6 and second string characters are 4. Now I am writing here that Muhammad, look at here. So Muhammad 8 characters and Ullah 5 characters. So it is counting the string. Clear? The characters in the string. Is it clear? No. Now let's come to the next function, which is the trim function. Clear? The trim function. Till this the functions are clear to all of you. Okay, let's come to the next function, which is the trim white space function. Clear? So to remove the white space we will use the trim function. So it will trim the white spaces from the first and from the last of the string. So I'm using the trim first name and count that how many we have here. So look at here, I'm going to write the code that here I'm just declaring one variable with the name of f name, first name, okay, is equal to, I'm using here the trim function. Trim function, inside the bracket I'm using the post, that it will receive it in the post. And what was the name of the first text box? F name. Clear? Now I'm using the count, one more variable I'm creating to count that how many of the characters are there. I will use blank spaces there, okay, and then I will show you that the blank spaces will be removed. So I'm using the string function to count. So string function will count what? The thing which you received, the first name, okay. So I'm using the first name this time in the as an argument. So first name will be received after trimming in this, and then I will receive it here. So first f name. Clear? And now echo after trim length is equal to display, concatenate it, or it's okay, directly write it inside, it will treat it as a variable. Why to concatenate every time? And after this use the line break, 2 line breaks, and just this, save it. Clear? So look at here, I'm going to add this time, look at here, Muhammad, I just use it for the first name, okay. So here I'm using 1 2 3 4 5 blank spaces. Clear? And now I am writing that Muhammad, 8 characters, 1 2 3 4 5. I use 10 spaces. Look at it. Submit. Length will be 8. After trimming, the length is this. Wait, what we have done wrong here? No, we just display the first name. Don't display the first name. Display the count. Save. And let me show it again to you. 5 space and 5 space. Clear? Submit it. Length will be 8. Look at here. What is the length? 8. And what? How many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I use 10 blank spaces. So it trimmed. They are trimmed. If you didn't trim it, it will show you 8 and 10, 18. And in the database, 18 character space is reserved. Is it clear? So trim function is now, I hope, clear to you. Now let's come to the next function, which is ltrim and rtrim. What is the difference in both of them? Ltrim will trim the left side of the string. Rtrim will trim the right side of the string. Clear? So remove the space from the end of the string or the right side of the string, and trim will remove the function from both sides of the string. Is it clear? So that depends on the condition. In some condition you use ltrim just to remove it from the left side. In some of the condition you use it for the rtrim. Is it clear? Now let's come to one more very important function, the chr function. Clear? If you know that in your computer system it is working on the ASCII code. Clear? There are a lot of codes in the digital logic and design. Did you study it? DLD.
Yes, sir.
In the digital logic and design there are a lot of standard codes. ABSTIC code. Clear? ASCII code. Clear? And there are a lot of different codes. So convert an ASCII value to its equivalent character in the system. And on your keyboard, if you are thinking that you are pressing the A and computer is understanding that you pressed A. Clear? Computer is not a human being. That you are pressing A, so computer understand that, oh, Nematullah pressed A. And now I will display A because Nematullah has just pressed the A button. No. Behind each and every single button on your keyboard, there is a ASCII code. When you press A, so that ASCII code is executed, and your circuit recognizes that you press this location, and on this location we have just embedded this code, and for this code the symbol is this. So when you press A, so your computer didn't understand that you press A, B or C, whatever. You press A, so the ASCII code is executed, and for this ASCII code there is a symbol A in the system. So when you press A, 64 is supposed executed. So it will show you A on the screen, not 64.
So the ASCII code is not then converted to.
Now, for example, the ASCII value 64 is for the symbol @ Clear? When you are pressing that your email address, in your email addresses you are using @ symbol, at gmail.com, at yahoo.com, whatever the email account you have. So on a UK keyboard, clear? You know about UK keyboard?
Standard.
There are two types of keyboards. Let me show you. This is the UK keyboard and this is the United States keyboard. Clear? So if you are pressing it on the UK keyboard, so it will show you 64. The ASCII code for it on the UK keyboard is 64. If you select different keyboards, so ASCII codes are different. So on UK keyboard, @ symbol have 64. If you want to disguise means change or hide. Change the appearance, change the look or hide it. Your email address, you could do it like this. Look at here, I'm going to write a code for the email address. Clear? I'm just going to write the code for the email address. So email address is equal to me dot character CHR. I didn't type the @. Now look at here. Just that is very simple. So I will write it outside this PHP code. Clear? So I'm creating one more PHP area for me. So here I'm declaring one variable with the name of email, and email is equal to what? Email is equal to I'm using one string, and that string says that suppose clear, and concatenated with what? CHR. CHR is a function, and inside that I'm giving the ASCII value 64, and then again concatenate it with another string, and the name of this string is kardan.edu.af, and then echo email. Now look at here, what will happen? I didn't type the @ symbol, okay? Now look at here, h.ahad @ I didn't type the @ symbol. The ASCII code, the character took that for me. As he recognized it, look at here, I just type h.ahad and CHR, the function, and 64 is the code for @ symbol. So by default it is included. So in some of the case, you can just by default give it to the user.
We have to set 24.
Yeah.
24 or 12.
So that depends on the keyboard.
If you direct run, can you do it?
In some of the websites, if you have seen on some of the websites, the Yahoo website is not asking for you to enter @ yahoo.com. They are just asking for the username. Clear? By default, they are giving you @yahoo.com like this. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So you can use that in your website according to the criteria. Now let's come to the next function. The next function is ORD function. What is the ORD function? It is the reverse of what we have done. Let me show you. It is the reverse of what we have done. So I'm using here line break so that the new result will be displayed on the next line. Now I'm declaring here ASCII. I declare one variable with the name of ASCII. Now ORD is a function. Now in the ORD I'm writing that show me the value of @symbol. Clear? No, it's not in double quotation. Yeah, it's double in quotation. So show me the value of @ and now after this echo and ASCII. Save it and now we will execute it. So now this time you will see 64 under the email address. So if you want to find out the ASCII code for any character, you can use this. Okay, so 64 is the ASCII code for @. I want to find out the ASCII code for, suppose, the A. What is the ASCII code for A? So for 8 is 97. Clear? So with the help of ORD function, clear, you can just check the ASCII code for any of the character on any of the keyboard. Is it clear? Okay. Now the next function is a string repeat function. Clear? If you want to print something for any specific number of time, so we will use a string repeat function. That is very much easier. Look at here. I'm defining here one variable with the name of RPT, repeat. Clear? And that is equal to str string underscore repeat, string repeat, str underscore repeat. Repeat the string. So in the parameter, it was stopped. I don't know if it is. So we discuss about the CHR. What is CHR function? CHR function will show you the @ symbol, the value of ASCII code. So that is @. Now we have one more function with the name of ORD. So ORD function will show you the ASCII value of any character on your keyboard. So the ASCII value for A is 97. Now let's come to the string repeat function. It will repeat any character for the number of times you want. So look at here. I create one variable with the name of RPT. I use the str repeat function, string repeat function. So string repeat function, in the arguments column on the left side, you will provide the symbol or the string which you want to repeat. I want to repeat, suppose, A. I want to repeat A. Clear? Comma. How many times? Look at here. A string input and a string multiplier. That how many times you want to multiply it, how many times you want to repeat it. I want to repeat it for 20 times. Clear? Now, echo. This time don't use the line break. Echo and rpt, or it's okay, use it, no problem. Save it, and now we will check. So look at here, A is repeated for how many times? For 20 times. So this is known as the string repeat function.